Hey everyone, it's Dale Berkelbaugh, the Business Misfit, and today is the 6th day of December and the 6th video that we've done, but this is the 5th one that we did associated with Maslow's law of hierarchical needs. And so we're gonna review some of the stuff that we've talked about over the last several days, and we're gonna dig in a little bit deeper, and we're gonna share some thoughts that maybe are going to help bring it all together and maybe blow your mind, depending on your concept or your idea or your understanding of all this stuff. So let me start off with what is the last level that Maslow has. And so this is get that to look a little bit better. So self-actualization needs, okay? And so what does it mean to self-actualize? Basically what this is, and I'm going to share some notes today based on this, it's the achievement of one's own full potential through creativity, through independence, through spontaneity, and a grasp of the real world, reality, right? And so what are the things that go in? Let's see. Oh, I may need to change the lighting just a bit here. Let me see if I can do something. Change the lighting. Does that look a little bit better? Okay, let me just touch this a little bit. Okay, so I just want to make sure you can read this okay. It does look like we may be having some difficulties connecting today. So if we're having some problems, let us know. So what are some of the things that are in here? Morality, okay? So, understanding your morality, having a grasp of what. Boy, we're getting a really bad, the lighting is kind of hitting and bouncing and whatnot here. So I apologize for that. But the next one is creativity. The next is spontaneity. Okay, so being spontaneous, and maybe it's because the shirt is so dark, and then the contrast between white and the dark and white. Anyhow, spontaneity, problem solving, which is what I'm trying to do here with this whole lighting thing. Problem solving, lack of prejudice, and acceptance of facts. Okay, so anyhow, sorry, we're getting kind of squeezed there, but let me see here. Maslow's laws. Did I spell his name right? I'll have to double check on that. But anyhow, here's what I want to do. Let me review some of these facts. Now, we've talked about these over the last couple days, but we're going to dig a little bit deeper today. And so, physiological needs, right? Breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion, right? That's kind of the basis of everything. A person that is starved of these needs will have no other interests. They'll just have no other interests, but trying to get these specific needs satisfied. If you don't have food and you're hungry, that's where your mind's at. You're trying to find food. If you've been walking all day and it's a hot sunny day, water is kind of important, right? That's all you can think about is I can't wait until I get some water. Then we move into safety needs, okay? And basically, we need stable and secure environments. We need to feel protected from the elements, from predators. And let me see here. And this is the piece that creates that predictability in our day, that we actually know what the heck is going on and how things are going to work out. So this one is really important. When these needs are met, we get a sense of calm, of security, of comfort, right? And once we have those, what are the kind of things that we can do? We can do a ton of things when we have that sense of calm and security. But if we're totally stressed and freaking out, how easy is it to get things done, right? Whether it's in work or in your personal life, fight or flight kind of situation, right? Like, it's one or the other, and that kind of leads into the physiological needs. It's fight or flight, so we're just working on those specific things. Then we get up here to loving and belonging, right? And when our needs of love are not satisfied, we're left feeling unwanted, worthless, empty, lonely. Okay, so the thing that I think about when I think about this concept is, hey, Steve Dutton, how you doing, man? The thing that I think about this is this the issue, the loving and belonging piece, that causes those people with the mass shootings? Are they not getting enough love and connection with other people, or feeling worthless and and empty and lonely? And is that the reason that they're going out and doing these mass shootings? I don't know, but that's something that, to me, I feel like this is an important thing to understand and to take a look at, because what if we address this issue? What if we became a more friendlier society and embraced people better and didn't create outcasts that potentially led to those shootings and whatnot? When these needs are met, we feel a sense of warmth, renewed strength within ourselves, and a sense of being whole, right? So I don't know, man. We have to ask ourselves, is that something that is causing, some of the issues in society today? Could we change our ideas, society's ideas, and actually improve that the outcome of society and overcome, get out of the discussion of gunfights, taking guns away, or gun laws, or whatever. If we could embrace this, could we change the game and eliminate that conversation altogether? I don't know. It's something that maybe we should look into. And then we have esteem needs, right? So our need to value ourselves, right? That's what this is all about, our need to value ourselves. A desire for competence, individual achievement, right? That's what we're shooting for when we get to this stage. And when you're in business or you're trying to improve your career, that's where you're at, right? You're starting to look at self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others, right? So we have a real need for appreciation and recognition from others, right? That's one of the pieces. When these needs are met, we feel confident, masterful, and worthy, right? Now, the interesting thing about this piece is Maslow referred to this as deficit needs, okay? And what I mean by that is that because this state is where we seek to obtain something that we feel is lacking for whatever reason. right? And as you start growing in your career or in your business, you're always finding things that seem to be lacking and we need to improve. We feel we need to improve, right? When you start obtaining those things, though, you feel, the things you feel you're missing, your need for esteem, then you move into the stage of self-actualization and gain characteristics such as efficient in how we perceive reality. That's kind of an interesting thought, right? Like, are there people that you know that perceive reality inaccurately? I don't want to get into that whole topic. That could lead to some craziness, but it does seem that there are a lot of opposing opinions today, and there's a lot of things about fake this and fake that. What does that mean? Is it because our idea of reality is skewed for whatever reason? Accepting ourselves and other people, right? How can we be more accepting of other people? And is that, so originally when I was talking about this stuff over the last couple of days, I'm saying you start here and you bump up here, you bump up here, you bump up here, you bump up here, right? You climb the ladder, so to speak. You move from one stage to the next to get to the top of the pyramid. Accepting of ourselves. We have to accept who we are and what we do. And we have to accept other people. And is that a learned trait? Another characteristic is the ability to form deep relationships with people. So how well are you forming deep relationships with people? What does it take to form those deep relationships? Another piece is being appreciative of life. So I kind of feel that as gratitude, and gratitude is something that over the last couple of years that I've been trying to work harder on, being grateful for things and thankful for what I have, no matter what state of, what state I am in. Even if I'm having a rough week or a rough month, I'm always looking for the silver lining. Now, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else or a genius or whatever, but it's interesting thinking about that because it's something that all this stuff can be learned. But we're going to get into something interesting that I think is going to be fun in a minute that will kind of tie into where I'm leading with some of the stuff. Another characteristic is guided by your own internal goals and values. And so do you know your own goals, right? Do you have your own goals? Do you know your own values? I can tell you over the last 4 or 5 years, my number one goal has been really writing down what my core values are. Who I am as a person and what I want my business to look like and my life to look like and who I want to attract, because I've defined what my core values are. But without core values as your guiding, as your compass of sorts guiding your way, then we accept anything, it seems. And so I feel like I've been a little more focused by really thinking about those core values and things like that. Here's the thing. We all have them. Most of us just don't have them written down and something that we use as a guidepost. Another characteristic is the ability to express emotions freely and clearly. And what's funny about that is I was talking about the loving and belonging piece. If that was something that was causing some of the problems with the mass shootings and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, the other piece is in society, at least U.S. culture, are men able to express their emotions freely and clearly? Is that part of the problem? That we're always telling guys that, hey, man up. Boys don't cry. Even from an early age, we tell little kids that. And then we, continually have them stifling their emotions and their feelings and whatnot. And has that created some of the craziness that we see in society today? Is that a real detriment to, is that something that's a very strong, and I keep going back to the guns and the shooting thing because that bothers me, right? But that's one of the big things that makes me look at this stuff. Is that more prevalent in the white male culture, the man up and the not addressing your emotions or boys don't cry kind of approach? Because the mass shootings typically are older white men for the most part. And so I don't know, that's just something that we should address. Now, self-actualization is a state where people are at their very best. Like, that's the definition of self-actualization, a state where people are at their very best. Now, here's the bomb. I think this is an interesting idea. And I think one of the big things that is most overlooked with Maslow's law, his big idea was that self-actualization was our default state. It was our default state. That's what he said. So when we think about that, he basically said, I think that self-actualization, I think of the self-actualization, actualizing. So I took these notes, so just bear with me here. I think of the self-actualization, I don't know, the self-actualizing person, the self-actualizing person is not as an ordinary person with something added. So kind of the way we've been talking about, you keep adding more and more skills and you move up the ladder, but rather as an ordinary person with nothing taken away. So is this our ordinary state? And nothing is taking away from who we are naturally? And the thought of that makes me think, acceptance of facts. Is that just our natural state? Probably. Lack of prejudice. I think when we're born, we don't have a prejudice. I think that's something that's learned through school, friends, or family. Problem solving. Are we all good problem solvers? I don't know. Maybe. I know that that's an area that I feel pretty competent about. Spontaneity. Is that something that's natural? I don't know. Creativity. For me, creativity was always natural. Morality. Those are things that we have to look at. So here's the thing. At the end of the day, basically, he's saying we are hardwired to self-actualize. What would happen? Here's the big thing in my book. What would happen if society, if education, the education system, if the religious systems all took all this stuff that we've covered today seriously? What if they built models, and as a society we build our lives around this concept that people are hardwired to self-actualize? So self-actualize. I don't know. I think there's something interesting there. So anyhow, I just wanted to share some of these thoughts and some of the stuff that we went over today as far as breaking out each individual area came from, some of the ideas and info was provided by Stephen Joseph, PhD, on the Psychology Today website, just so you know, give them credit where credit is due. But anyhow, I just wanted to review this, give you some thoughts of where my head's at, what I'm looking at. And tomorrow, I have someone who is in the kind of waiting in the wings to discuss some of this stuff with me. And so I think we're going to do more of a joint conversation back and forth between myself and someone else. So stay tuned for tomorrow because I think it's going to be interesting as we dig a little bit deeper into this concept and how it plays out into society. And if you have any questions, share them down in the comments. And I want to thank everyone who viewed this. And if you like it, obviously give us a thumbs up or give us some hearts or, whatever. And please share this if you like this concept. If we talk, if we hit on some ideas that you think are really relevant in today's, in society today, what's going on everywhere, please share it. Share your comments and your thoughts if you do decide to share it, why you're sharing it, and we'll talk again soon. Again, dig in and understand some of the stuff. Physiological needs, safety needs, loving and belonging needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. And again, the whole goal of this is in the month of December, we're trying to do a positive, motivational, inspirational video, educational something that adds value to someone else's life. I hope someone sees this and it makes sense and they're like, yeah, wow, this is great. Let's run with this, or let's talk more about this. So tomorrow we're going to have a conversation based on this, and hope you'll be there for that, and keep watching, and thank you so much. Again, this is Dale Berkebile, the business misfit, coming in from Brandwise, but really this is my personal show to just kind of share some positivity. So peace, love, and respect, my friends. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.